Okay, Crystal, so you are on my Teams page right now, okay? Top left-hand side of the toolbar, all right, the 9 little boxes next to each other. So what's really important here, and this is what we were talking about on the phone, is all of your clients are going to be grouped into teams. Okay, so you have a few examples that you can see on the screen now. So maybe my biggest team is my, Crystal's one-on-one clients. Okay, that's going to be full of 9 people here who are solely on one-on-one calendars, right? I don't really want to, they're not really on a team, so to speak, but I want to keep them all grouped together here for a couple of reasons. All right, same thing with all these other folks. Maybe I have some weight loss folks. Maybe I have 4 people who do a class with me in the morning, 3 times a week. I have them all in a group. And this makes things really, really easy. I can program for the whole group, Crystal, by clicking on this team's calendar, okay? And everyone on that, if I put any programming on the calendar, the whole team is going to get it. Everyone that has put in that access code, okay? So what I'm talking about is you create a new team here, all right? Label it, whatever you want, whatever you see fit, and then you're going to put in an access code. This access code, Crystal, is what you're going to give to your clients for them to access their training. So getting them started on TrainHeroic is really easy. You tell them, download the free app, punch in the access code, fill out their information, it's email, username, and a password, all right, and then they'll be up and running on this thing, okay? So you're gonna have everyone grouped into teams, but just because they're grouped doesn't mean that these folks can see each other's information. For example, everyone on this team, Crystal's one-on-one clients, all 9 of these folks, they're not gonna be able to see each other's data, okay? This just gives you the ability to program for everyone in one fell swoop if you want to. Now, if you want to program for folks individually, okay, I click on the Athletes tab here on the left-hand side, second tab down, and I can sort my groups. So maybe I just want my one-on-one clients. Here's everyone that's on that team. I can jump into these individual calendars now, here, okay, these little calendar icons, and program for these folks individually. No one else will be the wiser. So if I click on Phil's calendar here, Crystal, okay, as this loads, all right, I'm going to get Phil's personal calendar. This is only what he's seeing. So there might be some team training on here if I threw on some training onto the one-on-one team, but most likely you're not going to put anything on that calendar. So this is Phil's calendar, and I can just program whatever I want for Phil. A couple important things to note. If a session like this one is unpublished, okay, Phil can't see that. All right, it means I'm still working on it. It's like a book, right? If it's unpublished, I'm still working on it. Now to publish this session, I can click these 3 vertical dots and then click publish, and now Phil can see this training. Okay, to unpublish, I just go backwards, doing the same thing. Okay, I can also right-click on sessions on calendars, and this goes for personal calendars, team calendars, building out training here in the library, what have you. I can right-click and paste this session as many times as I want. I can highlight all 3 sessions if I wanted, right-click, copy all the sessions, and then paste them into the next week to make this thing really, really efficient for you. Okay, and then you can go in and edit the training as you see fit. You can also drop you can also drop your templates onto on the calendars. Okay, so say I wanted to build a 4-week program from scratch. I can do that in the library. Okay, then I simply click this folder icon, click programs, and I can find these are all samples that I've created. Okay, but I can drop any of this training onto this athlete or team's calendar with one click of a button. Say I want to do a 4-week boot camp block. I click on that 4 weeks of training. I'm going to pick my start date. We'll go Monday, February 4th. Okay, sorry, I clicked off of that here. Okay, and then if I add this to the calendar, Crystal, all of 4 weeks of this training are going to show up on Phil's calendar or the team's calendar, whoever's calendar I'm going to put it on. So another really, really easy way to save yourself time there. Okay, and what I'm talking about here, Crystal, in the library, if I click on this button, okay, this is exactly how it sounds. This is a storage mechanism for all of your programs. So I can come up with as many programs as I want. You can see I have a couple examples here, a 2-week TRX plan, a 3-week hypertrophy program, a 5-week Jim Wendler cycle, okay, 5-3-1. I build all these things out ahead of time, and then I can just drop them on the calendars. Okay, so if I click on one of these programs here, okay, for example, 3-week intro. All right, well, let's back up a second here. Go to library again. To create a program, it's really, really easy. You just got to click this big blue button, top right-hand corner, like where you would generate any other field. All right, create new, and then you tell us what the program is, how long it is, how many training sessions per week. You don't need an access code for right now, for example, because this is going to be for marketplace selling. Okay, so you don't really want to do that for right now, but we can attack that here in the future. Okay. Now, if I click on, after I created a program, I'll use this 3-week intro just as a demo. Okay, we click on it. It's going to bring you to a blank calendar. There's not going to be anything on it. So if I delete this session here, that won't be on it. It's going to look just like this. Okay, so day 1 through day 7, no dates, right? You pick the day that this thing starts, so the dates don't really matter. Right, just day 1 through 7, and here it's set up by week, and then you can do multiple weeks of training. So if I decide to add training here, we give you a cool little calendar overview, so I can hover over days training. This box here will populate as I build out a training session. All right, doing that's really easy. All of our titles are editable, so I can punch stuff in there. This is a cool place where I can put 2,500 characters of anything I can think of. It could be inspirational, it could be nutrition, it could be expectations, it could be whatever you can think of. Okay, you can throw here 2,500 characters to get that done. When I'm done with that, I can just start adding training. I click Add Block. Our training comes across some blocks. You can see it developing here on the left-hand side. Okay, we'll pick back squat. Okay, then we go select prescription. We got some preloaded. Okay, in here for you. You can also save these things. So say there's a prescription I want to do over and over and over again. Okay, I can save these things. You see that at the bottom. Okay, I just picked a custom table, pretty much building it from scratch. Okay, 5 sets, 5 reps. I can put actual load in here, Crystal. I can put percentages. Okay, and these percentages are based off of working max that you enter for the athlete, or as the athlete works to higher load, more volume, we'll actually calculate a working max for them so they don't have a blank space where their load should be. So it'll come across like this. First set of 5 reps, 85%, which is 225 pounds. Okay, so they'll actually get load there. So pretty cool there. Exercise notes, anything I can think of, I can throw in here, things like work to rest. Maybe we're doing some tempoed movements. Okay, maybe we're doing some complex movements, 3+1s, okay, at 75%, okay, or whatever have you. Anything that doesn't fit in these 3 columns here, you can throw over here in exercise notes. These athletes are going to get that, okay, right off the bat. And then you can always check out the video. Okay, now say you want to add your own content, or you can do that in the library under exercises. You can build out your own exercise library, or you can click here on new exercise, title it, throw in some video, put some parameters in there, put some coaching points in there. Okay, so you can totally add your own content. All right, but for now, let's just keep this simple. We'll go burpees, custom table, 3 sets. We'll go for time now. We'll do burpees for time. Just no one likes to do burpees for time. 30 seconds. Okay, optional parameter. I'm going to choose reps, but I'm going to leave it blank. Okay, that way the athletes can fill it out. And now say I want to make this more metabolic. Instead of having block A and block B, I want these things superset. So A1, A2, I simply click this chain link, and now I got a superset. Okay, now the last thing I usually show folks in here is the ability to make a new circuit. So obviously you can upload your own content exercise-wise, but you can also create your own circuit. And this is going to be anything. I use this for like dynamic warm-ups, Crystal. Okay, you just type in what it is. You can type out your text instruction. You get 1,000 characters in here. So things that take a lot of explanation are long circuits or dynamic warm-ups, mobility, stability circuits, things of that nature. Pretty handy to be able to create a circuit and then save it. Okay, so for example, my dynamic warm-up would be A skips, right, times 10, B skips, times 10. We'll go toe touch to overhead, reach by 5 each. Okay, so on and so forth. And I can list this out, add video, and then if I save this circuit, Crystal, it'll show up just like burpee or back squat did here in the exercise menu. So you can just keep reusing and recycling these warm-ups. Like I said, stability, T-spine mobility, knee stability, ankle mobility, scapular mobility, whatever you can think of. You can throw these circuits in here, save them, and then just reuse them into perpetuity. So pretty sweet there. And don't worry if you forget to put a dynamic warm-up up in there. I had a coach last week who forgot to put in 16 dynamic warm-ups. You can simply put this thing at the end, use the move circuit up arrow next to the block, and just jump it right to the top. So no need to worry there. Moving down the toolbar, Crystal, we're going to skip spreadsheets. That's for long-term assessment tracking. Reports, really, really cool little feature here. Okay, to get some instant data feedback. You'll click Create New, top right again. We have everything from our participation report, did these clients do their training, to a benchmark snapshot. I pick my movements, my date, and my population. I can see exactly what these athletes were lifting in these movements on that particular day. We have a benchmark snapshot or a benchmark progress. This is probably the most utilized report, right? This is change over time. So you pick your population, pick your date range, then you pick your movements, and we'll show you the change over time in these movements according to the time that you selected. Okay, so for example, Andre started squatting at 265, finished at 485. That's a change of 220 with a PR of 551. Okay, pretty cool there. And these things are super easy to set up. So I can actually just click select here. I'll pick, maybe I just want to run one report for all of my clients. That's why this is handy, having them in teams, right? I click Crystal's one-on-one clients. I'm going to choose all 10 of these people so I get all 10 of my personal training clients' data back instead of doing this one. You imagine if I had one team for each client. So you said you had 20. I'd have to run 20 different reports opposed to running just one. I can select all 10, all 20, pick my date range, punch in what I want to take a peek at, do bench press. And then if I save and run this report, okay, you're going to have all that data drawn right out in front of you right now. All right, pretty sweet there. And then an even further dive into data would be the analytics tab. We do a readiness survey every session. Okay, Crystal. So the athletes will jump in. They'll log their readiness score. It's based on 5 questions on a Likert scale of 1 to 5. Asks them how well they slept, their mood, their energy, stress, and soreness. 1s are bad, 5s are great. So you can get a really good lens and internal load here over time, obviously over a date range of your choosing. Okay, we do the same thing for teams. So you can look at team readiness. You can look at a training summary, which is total load lifted, total reps, total duration in the session, perceived intensity. Okay, you can chart this out over time. All right, to get some really good data feedback. Athlete lift history. You can look into every lift an athlete has done. Their max at that time, the reps they did, the weight they put on the bar, everything from that. And the same thing with lift performance. I can see how athletes have progressed through specific lifts over the course of time. So pretty much all the data that you'll need, Crystal, will be either here in analytics or here in reports. So just to cover what we've gone over, teams, create a team. Okay, up here in the top right, label it, give it an access code, give that access code to your clients. They'll have access to a team calendar here, team messaging here. Okay, they'll also have their own personal profile where you can jump in and do training. Library, you build out any programming that you want. Here's where you can create your own exercises. All right, save your own prescriptions if you use those things over and over again. Again, all about saving you time. Reports, those 3 reports, participation, benchmark snapshot, benchmark progress, analytics, super deep dive into the data. All right, the team app is a tablet application for team training. All right, more than one athlete can log on a single tablet at a time. Leaderboard, obviously, you can make things competitive. And the whiteboard, that's a way for you to showcase the training, maybe cast it onto a TV or a screen in the space. So where I live right now, Crystal, is pretty much from analytics up is where you'll spend 90% of your time anyway, maybe 95% of it. And really 75% of that time will be here getting your team set up, setting up your athletes, building out training in the library. So I hope this was a good brief overview. I know it was fast. Let me know if you have questions. I'm here to help.